welcome. I'm Lynn of Lynn X Stitches Creates, and welcome to my Flosstube channel about count and cross stitch and the project bags I make. It is Wednesday, April 23rd, 2025. This is episode 163. Thank you to my returning subscribers. You are always wonderful, and thank you to anyone new visiting for the first time. Welcome. I hope you like what you see and will join me again. It's been a busy week. I was definitely going to film on Monday and kind of crashed and burned. I don't know what happened. And yesterday was just a busy day too. So here we are on Wednesday. Sorry about that. I do have a lot to show. Springo is winding down, and I have kept up with all the calls, and I have a finish. So let's get started. And I even have a Springo. So I decided I was watching Kevin and Erica on Akio Whip, and I liked the way Kevin was highlighting his board, so that's what I did too. And I have a Springo, and not on the one I figured I would have one first. I only have one more. For whatever reason, Caroline has been calling lower numbers, very few lower numbers. So I thought for sure that I would get it for Sparkle, and I also, if 6 is called, I would have it this way too. So we'll see what happens. But put that over here. So things that I have worked on this week. Not a Springo call this week. Pretty sure it was not called this week. Yeah, no. No? Yes? Yes, it was. Yes, it was called. I'm going crazy. Yes, this was called. I did not write down how many stitches I put because I forgot that it was called this week. What am I talking about? Gamer from Forbidden Fiber Co. And I had pulled this out because I was in between things that had been called, and I just wanted to get the words done, and then it was called. So all the words are now on here. You don't stop gaming because you grow old. You grow old because you stop gaming. I've got to put a period in there. It was really close to the Q snap, so I couldn't get it in when I was working on it last night. But so what's left with this is there are 3 more characters and controllers. There'll be another original NES controller with Luigi, and then there's the newer controllers with the 2 characters. I have to ask my son-in-law what they are. And then a bunch more hearts and coins, and it will be done. So I figure, 3 or 4 more good sessions, because it'll take me an afternoon to do a character. So I'm pretty pleased though. Next, which was not, this was not for Springo, but it was the 19th, and my group got together because September 19th is Talk Like a Pirate Day, so every month on the 19th we get together to do Glendon Place Poltergeist Pirates. And hopefully I have a picture of where it was last time. And here it is now. I started putting in this yard arm. I had meant I need to just print out a picture of what all the different parts of the ship are called, because each mast has a different name. So I started working on that, found another mistake, making it work. Not taking it out. I'm making it work. But looking at it on the screen, it looks really good. So there's 2 more colors to finish this. And then there's like a cross mast with another little sail on it. So, and then the parrot. So that'll be my goal next month, is to get those other 2 colors in and then get the parrot in. So, yay. Making progress on that this year. My zipper pull scissor fob just broke. I have beads everywhere. That's not a good sign. I had 2 days of calls on elemental dragons. I did 175 one day and 139 the other. This is where it was. And this is where it is now. Where is my elemental dragon package? I did not show you the whole pattern. Oops. I'm falling apart here. Let's try this again. Here's the pattern. Ink circles. Elemental dragons. And this is what I've done. I put in this centerpiece, and then I put in this dragon, so I can do the other center ones. And then I think I'm just gonna keep going. I'm gonna go off this center, and then I've got this one. There's another dragon there, and then this whole corner will be done. But making progress, which is a good thing. As I said, my friend Christine, the apothecary stitcher, she said, "Ooh, that looks great," and then went and finished hers. She started and finished it last week. She is such a fast stitcher. When flowers, or no, not when, flowers grow back, by Rebel Stitcher Designs. Oops, I pulled out if you disagreed to. That was called, hopefully I have a picture. I got a few more motifs in, and I'm dropping everything now. And so that's where I am on that. I was like, it was called for Springo, and then I was using it for the game that I play with my friends, and I had put in this butterfly, flower, and the other butterfly, and I was like 10 stitches short for my game, so I put in this little flower too. So I think or did I show this last week? Yeah. 386 stitches I ended up putting in on that. So, very pleased with moving forward on that one. I did start Disagree by Rebel Stitcher, which is why everything is kind of in the way. Which, if you don't know, this is the pattern. We can disagree and still love each other unless your disagreement is rooted in my oppression and denial of my humanity and right to exist. So, and that quote, Colleen said she thought it was from James Baldwin, but when she did her research, she said it was attributed to Robert Jones Jr. So I did make a start on it. I was in a mood and did not get very far. You're gonna laugh, it's hardly a start. I did the first the first little motif in the corner, and then I was like, I don't know. My fabric, my lighting, my floss, everything was just kind of like, So I decided not to force it that night. And is it a 28 count? I believe it's a 28 count. Yeah, it's a 28 count tarnished silver by Under the Sea Fabrics. But I don't know. I almost think I want to do three strands, and that is not like me to do 3 on a 28, but we'll see. I also worked on my Noel sampler from Satsuma Street. This was not called, right? But it was called for the game that I play with my friends. So there's that. And I hope I put my picture in, because wait till you see. For the game I was playing with my friends, I had to do 1,000 stitches. So I've got this side done. I started putting in the colored frames, and I didn't quite finish that one. And then the only thing left is there's the 4 frames down below. So I think what I've decided I'm going to do, I'll do these 2, I'll finish these 2 boxes completely, and then scroll it up, and I'll get the other frames in. So, but let's all enjoy the opalescent. But yeah, so it's coming along. Finally making progress on that. And then there was Sparkle from Forbidden Fiber. Your sparkle is not defined by the darkness other people see. And I did not do as much on this one as I would have liked. Put the picture of where it was. And here it is now. So I got in the I and the N. So next time I will definitely finish ED defined and get that done. But moving along, progress is progress. So I know for today the call for Springo was for me is Easter Use or Use Easter by Twin Peak Primitives, so I'll get to work on that again. 2 more calls after today, and then we're done. That's 25 days. If this is your first time and you don't know what Springo is, from the Magazine Monthly Challenge group run by Carolyn Zook of C. Zook Stitch and Robin of Bird's Eye Stitches. And it is a special monthly pop-up challenge. I'm just doing it on the sidelines. I'm not doing it for prizes in the group. I'm not posting pictures in the group. I'm just showing my things here. But I have kept up with it, and I have enjoyed it very much. So my last thing to show is Oh How He Loves Us by Teresa Kogut. My goal was to have it done for Easter, and I had it done on Saturday. So after much frogging, some restarting, it is complete, and it is so pretty, and I think I will do a hoop finish for it. But very pretty. Thank you, Teresa, for a wonderful stitch. It was my own, I don't know what happened, why I was having so much trouble with counting. But you can see the stems for the back stitch. So nice. Love it, love it, love it. So that is my finish this week. So having a lot of finishes. I'm very excited about that. And a lot of progress on pieces that have kind of been languishing around. So that's wonderful. Okay, so Springo finishes on Friday. Monday I will be back to you. Remember last week's episode. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. For your anniversary stuff, you have to comment on last week's video, not this week. Let me see. I have haul. So I've got two things of haul. One is my quarterly club from Colleen Rebel Stitcher. I do the cottage garden threads, and we have a statue of an angel sticker. I have not watched her floss tube to see if that was the inspiration for this pack. It's lots of browns. So we have marble, we have slate, pebble, and finally cobblestone. So stone statues, yeah. And it's good because these are colors that I wouldn't necessarily pick, you know, if I was in the store just picking stuff. So very nice for that. And then my t-shirts from Athena came in. She's thinking very summery, beachy. I haven't even pulled them out of the bag. I opened it just to look at them. And so first, Athena always sends a thank you card. Here's her business information, and you can even scan her QR code to get right to her website. She sends some stickers. So I've got a heart, pagoda, isn't that pretty? End the stigma, and then be kind to your mind. And why do we have these stickers? Because next month, which is just next week, oh my gosh, hard to believe, is Mental Health Care Awareness. And here is my shirt. Mental health matters, cross stitch helps. Yes, it does. But she extended the sale, so I hope you got hers. Got yours, excuse me, from her. I will be doing stitching along with Candy, the 614 Stitcher, who hosts the Mental Health Care Awareness Sal every year. Do something that inspires you, that gives you hope and encouragement, because there's a lot of dark things going on these days, and mental health, it's trying. And then I never got this the first time around. Shh, I'm counting. So those were my 2 shirts from Athena. Thank you, Athena. I love them as always. That is all my haul. I will be back on Monday. And I will be back on Monday. I promise you I will be back on Monday. Even if I look like death warmed over, I will be back on Monday. I can't let it go because we will be traveling for a couple of weeks. My plan is to, well, I'll tell you my plans next week. So, I hope you enjoyed everything. This went faster than I figured this would be at least a 40-minute video, and it's only 20, so lucky you. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next week. Bye.